So, what are you shooting today, Mr. T? No, 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 go away, go away. I am shooting a $3,000 Wilson combat gun. You are not getting your paws on it. Go away, Stephanie. The Wilson Combat EDC X9. What an absolute beautiful pistol. First off, I need to say big thank you to Dan. Dan was nice enough to let me get my hands on this gun and play and take it to the range a few times so I could go over it with you folks, and that is very nice because these are not inexpensive pistols by any means. So thank you very, very much, Dan. And speaking of price, let's talk about that for a second. These guns, the base price start at $2,900. So they're not your everyday run-of-the-mill Glock by any means. The way I look at it is this. Some people wear Timexes, some people wear Rolexes. Some people drive Corvettes, other people drive Civics. If you have the means to purchase a pistol like this and it makes you happy, go for it. None of us in the firearms community should make fun of somebody if all they can afford is a high point, or if they choose to spend $3,000+ on a gun. Different strokes for different folks. If you don't know, Wilson Combat makes some of, if not the nicest 1911 style pistols in the market, hands down. And with the EDC X9, Bill Wilson wanted to combine their typical ergonomics and accuracy with the capacity and reliability of a modern polymer pistol. And that's where the EDC X9 came from. But let's dive up close and we'll see if I can do this beautiful pistol some justice. As you can see, the EDC X9 comes in this very, very nice carrying case from Wilson Combat. This front panel has magazine pouches for 7 magazines. They typically come with 2 magazines that hold 15 rounds of 9mm. These are helped made by Metgar magazine, who makes some of the best magazines in the world. You can also get a 10-round magazine if you live in one of those states, and you can get an 18-round magazine if you want something a little higher capacity. Flipping the bag over, you have 2 pockets here to carry some extra gear to the range, and Wilson does include like an extra recoil spring, some Wilson lube, an extra fiber optic for the front sight, and a few other things. In the main compartment, this is where the beautiful EDC X9 is kept. Inside another bag, take it out, and it's wrapped in this fiber cloth. So we'll open it up. So as you can tell, the EDC X9 is based on a 1911 style pistol, but it has pretty much the same length, height, and width as a Glock 19. You know, the weight is a little different. It's about 5 ounces heavier than a Glock, but that's it. It's not terribly heavy. But if you look at the width of it, very, very similar. On the grip, almost the same. Let me line these up. And it's barely bigger on the grip. So, you know, they obviously geared it or made it around the Glock 19 size because that is the most popular size carry gun in the world. And just totally makes sense why they would make it that size. The high capacity X frame is made from a T6 7075 aluminum, and as you see back here, it does not have a grip safety unlike most 1911s. Now Wilson removed that because they said it's much more reliable not having the grip safety. The back of the grip has Wilson's X-Tac pattern on it, and the same as the front. The sides of the grip have these nice G10 Starburst grips. I believe they come with black ones, but you can obviously get a bunch of different colors and designs. I think the grip is definitely aggressive enough so the gun's not going to jump out of your hands when shooting, but it's not too aggressive where you're going to tear up your moisturized Country Club hands. You also notice there's no grip screws in here to come loose, which is nice. The way you replace the grip is on the bottom. You hit that with a punch or a little tool that Wilson gives you. When you do that, the back strap lifts up, and then the grips slide off. So I thought that was a nice touch, so you don't lose your grips. The grip is available in small, medium, and large to customize for your hand, while the 3.5 smooth as glass trigger is available in a small, medium, and large. And by switching out the different size grips and the different size triggers, it's going to pretty much be able to customize the gun and the grip for any size hands. The trigger is just absolutely sensational, as you would expect. Like, there's your take up, not much. super short break. Comes out of the factory. Well, I should do the reset first. That's it for a reset. I don't think I even saw it move. And that's it. So it comes out of the factory about 3.5 pounds, and it is adjustable. The front of the trigger has some serrations there, and there is a little opening where you can adjust it from 3.5 down to 4.5 if you choose so. A lot of the accessories on the gun, Wilson calls their bulletproof accessories. So they call their magazine release bulletproof magazine release. They call this slide stop, the safety, the hammer, everything is bulletproof. So this is a skeletonized bulletproof hammer. The magazine release is good size. It's not too big where you're going to hit it accidentally, which is good. It's not quite big enough for me to reach though. I kind of have to adjust my grip to hit the mag release, but that's common on a lot of guns this size. I guess I have average size hands and I can't quite reach it. The X9 is available with or without an accessory rail, so if you don't like the way the accessory rail looks, you can get it without. If you prefer to put a lighter laser on it, either way, you're good to go. The thumb safety, or the bulletproof thumb safety, is available on just strong side only if you want it, or an ambi safety like this one is here. And I think the safety is perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about it. Tactile, audible, yeah, it feels perfect. As far as your slide stop back on this side of the gun, it is oversized but so far forward that you can't really reach it with your thumb. So if you're the type of person like me that likes to use their slide stop as a slide release, you're not going to be able to do it with your strong side thumb. You're going to either have to use your thumb on your support hand, so after you reload, come up with your thumb and drop it, or reload, come over the top, rack the slide. You're going to have to do one of those two methods unless you have gigantic Sasquatch sized thumbs where you can reach the slide release. The slide is a tri-top slide, so there's a lot of mass that's been cut away to help reduce weight and felt recoil. As you see along the top, they have serrations to help cut down glare. Nice Wilson Combat logo there. And then this slide is buttery smooth. Like, I could just do this all day. It is like butter melting down a window on a hot summer day. Like, it's that buttery smooth. I wish you could come through the camera and feel this. It is absolutely positively amazing. The slide has those same X-Tac cuts as the grip, front and rear. So my press check peeps, you are good to go. The slide also has an external extractor, which Wilson says will dramatically increase the reliability of the extractor, which is very different from a traditional 1911. Taking this gun apart is way easier than most 1911s. It's kind of hard to do on camera. I will do my best to keep the gun in focus. I apologize if I don't. The first thing we're going to do is push on this button. As we bring the slide to the rear, you're going to see right above where the slide stop hooks in, there's a little tiny hole right there. We're going to line that up with the slide stop and push the slide stop out. So we're going to line it up. Once I have it lined up, we're going to push that pin out. There we go. And now we just got to wiggle the slide stop out. There we go. So here's our slide stop. And the one thing you'll notice is the slide does not go flying off of the gun like most. You don't have to hold it. As I bring it forward, I am going to put my hand under here just so the recoil spring and the guide rod don't go flying. One thing you'll notice about the frame is the guide rods, the rail rather, it doesn't run continuous like most 1911s. There's a break here in the middle, very similar to most polymer guns. And again, for reliability and extracting, that's why Wilson Combat did that. Taking out our recoil spring and stainless steel guide rod, you'll notice on the guide rod there's this blue shock buffer. From what I read, you don't need to run this in there, but it does help. And you should inspect it every single time you take your pistol apart, and I believe they tell you to replace it every 1,500 rounds. There's your recoil spring. Then inside here there is a recoil spring plug that holds everything in place. Fold the single lug down, and once we do that, the barrel slides right out. And that is simple as that to field strip your pistol. Let's take a closer look in this barrel, because this barrel, like everything else about this gun, is beautiful. All the fluting on the barrel, all of the fluting on the chamber. If you notice, the lockup is very similar to, I'm going to say a Glock 19 again, with the single lug, and then the recess, match grade crown, the bull barrel, how it bows out at the end so it locks up tight and makes a very, very accurate gun. Just the little details when you handle and feel and see this gun, not only for the aesthetics but for the quality and the accuracy of this gun. It's just very, very nicely done. Putting the gun back together is very, very simple. Actually, before you do that, let me let you look inside the slide. It is extremely clean. There's no tool marks, there's no problems. Everything looks fantastic inside it. Your front sight here is user replaceable. If you ever need or want to replace your front sight, there's just a screw or a hex in there. You take that screw out and you can replace either just the fiber optic or the entire sight. There's a bunch of different options. As far as your rear sight, it is adjustable for windage and for elevation, and then you have your nice little ledge there for one-handed manipulations. Just wanted to show you that. And actually on the back of the slide, there's more serrations back here, and even on the back of the hammer, to really cut down glare as much as possible. So again, those fine little details are really, really nice. So we're gonna slide our barrel back, lift the lug up. The plug goes in next. After that, we're going to take our guide rod and spring, stick it in there. Yep. And then as you put it in, trust me, hold it in place. I didn't the first time I recorded this video, and it went flying. So I'm going to hold it as I slide it back on the rails. And then the only somewhat challenging part is the same as taking it apart. You have to slide it to the rear. So there's that little cutout on the slide stop. The slide stop has a little bump right there. There we go. So we're going to feed that in and just be a little extra careful, because this is the part where you could scratch the slide and everyone will make fun of you for your gun having a little scratch right there. But once you have it lined up perfect, you just push back in. Okay, there we go. Now I got it back in. Sorry, this is only the second time I took this pistol apart. It took me a second there, but let me assure you that this is a much easier pistol to take apart than any other 1911 I've ever taken apart. That's the basic features of the gun. I don't feel like I did it justice, because everything is just... If you haven't put your hands on a Wilson Combat, you don't quite understand how everything is nicely finished, and the attention to detail is just spot on. It is just a beautiful pistol. Everything from the slide to the trigger and everything in between is just, till you feel one, you have to feel it to appreciate quality, is what I'm trying to say. But let's go put some rounds down range and see how this bad boy shoots. Sexy, big sexy. Now I know the SIG Legion I reviewed is a badass gun. I know the FN 509 Tactical was a badass gun, but this is just another level. This Wilson Combat EDC X9. Damn, this is a nice gun. Plate rack time. Ooh, doggy. Oh, I'm in love. Alrighty, let's do our distance shooting with the EDC X9. As always, targets, and we're starting off at 25 yards. There we go. If I missed at 25 yards, that would have been a big problem. Let's go back to 50. 50 yards with the EDC X9. That was pretty easy. Let's go 75. 75 yards always messes with me because it's tough to see on camera, but there's a hill right here and it goes down and then back up like that, and it's weird. Anyway, 75 yards with the EDC. That wasn't too bad. Let's try 100. All right, 100 yards with a pistol always makes me nervous. This is never a good thing, but let's try it. Three for 4. Can I stop there? Okay. 4 for 5. I'm done. Not doing any more. Rock on. It is EDC X9 tomfoolery time. Yes, I said tomfoolery. So we took 3 separate trips to the range with the Wilson Combat EDC X9. It's just a beautiful, beautiful gun. Again, it's tough to appreciate quality unless you get your hands on it. The grip is great, safety's good, trigger is fantastic, the slide is so buttery smooth like I said earlier. I like the sights and just the little attention to detail, the barrel, the serrations and everything on it. It really makes an absolute beautiful gun. I actually carried this gun for a week as well. I thought this gun is so beautiful. When am I going to get a chance to carry a gun this nice? And I kind of carried it for a week. I hope you don't mind, Dan. It's too nice not to. You guys gotta understand. As far as cons, I have one, literally one, and that's it. It's gonna be the slide stop, slide release. If you've seen any of my videos, I love using this as a slide release. I know a lot of people hate it. Sorry, I can't reach it with my thumb on my strong hand. Wasn't a big deal. I put the magazine in and used the thumb on my support hand. Wasn't the end of the world. I know most people come over the top. If you do, it won't be an issue for you. But if you like to use this as a slide release, you're probably not going to be able to reach it. However, with that said, if you're looking for a gun in this price range, this quality, this thing is good to go. It is absolutely beautiful. Thank you very, very much for watching my videos. Truly, truly appreciated, guys. We're about to hit 1,000 subscribers, which is just blows me away. At the time this video is coming out, heck, we might even be there by now. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you very, very much. Truly, truly appreciate it, all kidding aside. But do me those 2 favors as always. Click the like button, click subscribe. Really helps us out in the channel. I'll see you all next time. Peace.